About a month ago, my son Obadiah surprised me, shocked me by revealing that not only does he have strong opinions about landscaping, but he's got strong opinions about our landscape. And he took me all around our yard and all the corners, nooks, and crannies and showed to me in the best language that he could muster his vision for how the yard could be. And at first, I was resistant because of how much work it was going to be and because I just wasn't prepared for it mentally. But the more that he talked, the more that I caught his vision, the more committed I was to realizing it. I was pretty impressed with him and motivated by his picture of how much more comfortable and useful our space could be. And so, a little bit ago, in an effort to implement his vision, I found myself removing an old, thorny, wild rose bush. And if you know anything about rose bushes, you know how tenaciously committed they are to their location and remaining in it. They have got all these thorns, and no matter what kind of glove you're wearing, those thorns are going to get through that glove and get right into your fingers. And their roots are deep, and it takes an awful lot of work. And it's one point in the whole process, I had to step back. I was feeling so discouraged. Is this even worth it? I had to step back and take a look at that spot and try and superimpose over the reality of this thorny mess the vision for what it could be. I even consulted with Obadiah, and he encouraged me. He paced around and showed me the outline and my imagination of what was going to be there. And then I got back to work. And in many ways, that's what I'm trying to do for you right now. This has been a really hard year for our church. Well, I mean, it's been a hard year for everybody, right? That's a cliche. It goes without saying. But it's particularly true in the case of our church. We've been over a year now without a building, an outcome that none of us really anticipated when we went into this pandemic. And that's had some benefits. It's been the right choice, but it's had a lot of challenges. It's been difficult to remain connected to everybody. And in fact, not everybody has remained connected. There were some people who were with us going into the pandemic who aren't with us anymore for whatever reason. And then there are others who've come alongside since the pandemic started, and they're very much a part of our church and very committed to it. But we and they don't feel as well connected as maybe we would like because we haven't had that opportunity to sit next to each other and do things in each other's company. And in the midst of all of this, we've got exciting things happening. We as a church are going to be taking on the leadership of and responsibility for the Pittsford Food Shelf. That's huge. It's beautiful. And we also have this prospect. I'm very hopeful that we might have a location, a good location in which to worship for the summer months into the fall. Those are good things. But when you spend all your time adapting and then modifying your adaptations and reeling from one set of obstacles to addressing the problems created by the way that we address those obstacles and so on, it gets hard and you can lose your bearings. Our landscape, our spiritual landscape, our personal landscape has shifted so much we don't have any points of reference anymore. And so it's so important for us to keep fixed in our minds what the vision is. And that's what I want to do for you. Our vision as a church is to make more and better disciples for Jesus. It's our mission and it's our vision. I got to tell you, Jesus is so worth it. He asks us to do this. He asks us to be devoted to the teaching of the apostles and devoted to our fellowship with each other and being in community. He would have us celebrate the Sabbath and keep it holy, a day that's distinct from all the others, to remain very much involved in the life of the church and the rhythms of the church. And when we do, we are a community set apart, something distinct from the world around us. And being distinct from the world around us, we're people who have something to offer the world around us. We, the people of Furnace Brook Wesleyan Church, are part of a healthy body that loves Jesus and loves each other and is committed to the ancient, enduring, true words of Scripture. And that makes us set apart, unique, a little odd by our neighbor's estimation. And so much the better because it means that we've got something to offer them. And as the Lord continues to work in us and through us, displaying signs and wonders even, as he performs the miraculous, we in turn are going to have this ability to impact our culture, our neighbors for Jesus. And that's a vision to get excited about.